A really good example is I've been coaching a guy for an amateur, like here, or not here, but back in South Africa. A really good guy, like great guy, great athlete, fully committed. Primarily he's a sprinter, but he can get over sort of smaller rollers, like 5-minute, 10-minute climbs. And there was a tour coming up, and he wanted to focus on his climbing, and that's because he thought if he could get rid of the other climbers, he'd get over and he could win the sprint against essentially climbers. So that's like, and I was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Yeah. That's all he wanted to do. So I'm like, okay. So we did that, and it improved. Like he went from being spat out the back to like just making it over. But then on the flat stages, like he got smashed in the sprints because we did lose a bit of the sprint. And then he was all upset with me during the tour because he was like, oh, I can't sprint. And I'm like, but you're out climbing these oaks. On the climbing days, this is what you wanted. Like, you need to now win against the guys that can sprint out of the climbers. And then the next minute, like he wanted to be a sprinter again. And because there was like a criterium series. So then we focus on that, and he was top 5, top 10 every race, like really, really good stuff. But then he'd go right on the weekends and kind of get shelled on the climbs. And then he was shouting at me because he can't climb anymore. And I was just like, but you need to pick one or the other. That's it. Right?
I had a guy that his top 3 goals, he was going to be state champion in cyclocross, the road race, and crit. And I'm like, okay, so those are 3, like, you know, there's some threads there. It's all cycling, and then he's like, and by the way, I think in the winter, I'm definitely hitting the track. And I was like, dude, all right.
Yeah,
we need to get some focus here. But it is, I will say, like, especially in the US racing where, you know, your gravel's huge here now, criteriums, people have this mindset that a crit is just sprinting. And like, if you're sprinting out of every corner, you're in the bad part of the race, like even it out. And so don't, you know, someone asked me like, why do I care about FTP? I'm a crit racer. And I'm like, this is okay. We need to have a deeper conversation about this. Like, this is not, you're not just gonna be doing sprints all day, or you definitely will never win.